Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Cobler. I'm one of the Axios local reporters for Austin. I co-write the Axios Austin newsletter. I'd love it if you subscribed. I'm at axios.com/newsletters, and we send out a daily, Monday through Friday, free newsletter about our city. Our next speaker is a brand that all of you probably know. She's going doing great things for Tecovas Boots. I'm really excited to introduce Sam Fodrowski to the stage, Tecovas Vice President of Brand Marketing. Thank you. Sam, you're in your Tecovas,
Of course I am. Yes, got them up. Need to have the boots.
Well, thank you so much for chatting. I recently wrote about Tecovas and the move into wholesale.
Yes.
And all of the 11 new store locations last year, right?
11. It brought us to 42 stores in 2024. Yep.
I mean, that's a lot of places to find Tecovas.
Yeah.
Tell me about how the company approaches brick and mortar retail versus online.
Yeah, so we started as an online company, and we have recently, only within the last few years, we're only turning 10 years old this year, and so just the past couple of years have been opening stores. Last year opened 11, as you mentioned, and it's been really amazing being able to bring kind of what we feel of is the spirit of the West to our retail locations. So we approach retail by looking at where people are finding us online, really tapping into our own audience of customers and where they want to find us. And the thing is it's can be a little bit intimidating to buy boots online. So having our stores is really a place where we're able to bring that experience to you. So across the country now, we're all throughout Texas, obviously, but in places you might not expect to see a Western brand. So we're in Boston, we're out in California, we're in Philadelphia, and so there's a lot of new places that we're being able to introduce us as a brand, and here are these boots. So come on in, try them out. The other great thing that we love about our stores is it really is like a fantastic Western experience. You come in, we welcome you in. We've got bars in every single store. You don't even need to be buying boots. You can come have a drink. You try some on. We've got live music. So it's a really great time to get to introduce people to who we are and what we do.
Yeah. You're talking about, Tecovas being in all these places outside of Texas where you're not always thinking about boots. Mm-hmm. Do you think a lot of that's driven by this trend right now of Western wear and boots are so popular right now?
Yeah, we're able to ride this wave, I would say, and it's certainly not a bad thing. It's great that people are really embracing Western, but we don't see Western as a trend so much. So trends come and go, but think about when we were little and when our parents were little, we're all watching Westerns. We all play cowboys when we're young, and so we really think of it more of this spirit of adventure and confidence, and I think that's something that we really believe in. And so whether or not Western is a trend, we're here for it. We're this is super fun, but we're going to be here beyond the trend.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about how Austin, especially on South Congress where the Tecovas store is, it really feels like this cluster of boot brands, right? All in one space.
Lots of boots.
There's a lot of places to find boots. Austin kind of feels like the epicenter of this Western wear and boot trend. And do you see that proximity to so many other Western wear stores and boot stores as a challenge, as something that's validating the space?
I think it's definitely validating. We're the newbie in a craft that's been around for well over 100 years. So definitely think that, all boots, we're friendly, we're so respectful of, the craft and the brands that have been around for as long as they have. So rising tide lifts all ships. We're very happy with the fact that, some of these other brands are doing quite as well as they are and have been around and are as storied as they are.
How do you, you're talking about all of that you're treating Western wear not as this trend, but at some point, I'm sure this is helpful to your brand, the fact that Western wear is so popular right now. How do you leverage that while still remaining authentic, especially when it comes to your marketing strategy, using influencers, technology?
So it's really interesting because we really believe in the power of country, in the power of country music, and celebrity influencers too. So really, we're want to be very welcoming. I think what's so nice about us being so young is we're able to be the most welcoming brand in Western, and that's what we really try to lean into. Come on in. We're welcoming everybody to come in. So when we have different celebrities and musicians that want to wear our boots and are big fans, we love it, and like we're so supportive. And I think we're in a really interesting and cool place right now where we're not having to really go after talent. Like we have people who are naturally like have been fans of us even for the past few years and beyond that are just wanting to wear our boots, or we'll be tuning into a concert or into a television show and just happen to see that some of these folks are wearing our product, and that's, you can't ask for more than that. And I think when we're looking at right now what's happening on social and all of the trends in Western, we're seeing our product in a lot of great places. So we feel, really, really lucky for that.
I wonder too, like as you are growing, you're in 42 stores as of
42. Yep.
Okay, for at the end of last year.
Yeah.
That's right.
At the end of last year, yeah, and we have announced we're going to be looking to open about 12 more this year, including our first store in New York City.
Yeah. Are there any like lessons learned from brands who grow too fast, like launch in stores, move quickly? I mean, I'm thinking like Austin-based Outdoor Voices.
Yep.
I mean, like, what's the strategy there too when you're thinking about where to open location?
Bring a new store?
Yeah.
No, that's a really good question. So we really look at, again, like where people are already searching for us, where they're buying us online, and then we can even tap into our own communities asking like, where do you want to see a store? So we have some really great data to help back us up, and we've got the fan base to back us up. So where people are already purchasing boots and having them shipped to, things like that. We have a really fantastic retail team. They're very selective about where they're putting stores. So we're not looking to do really more than that 10, 12 stores in a year. I think that's a really sweet spot because we also have a team that is out there opening the stores, out there really ingratiating themselves in the community so that we can make sure that every store that we open is really bringing that same spirit like to the folks in that community, being able to welcome them in, being able to make sure that we've got all of the same activations that we do in our stores. We've got, again, like the music, the bars, and we keep our stores really busy. We've got things going on all of the time, all of the entertainment. So to be able to do it right, we want to make sure that we're timing things in the right way. We're really not like going out to explode. We don't want to be, cowboy cosplay. We want to make sure that like it's really the right folks coming in and that we're able to, tell the story of the West.
And every store has a bar, and
every store has a bar.
What's the strategy there? I mean, like you're keeping customers in the store longer, I imagine. That's really,
they're choosing to stay. And so we're certainly not, I think what's nice is like you can come in and have a drink. And so whether it's your husband or your boyfriend shopping around and you're getting a drink or vice versa, like there's somewhere to hang out. We want to be able to tell the story of like the product too. So again, all of the folks in our stores are very well versed in the craft of the boots. So if somebody's coming in for the first time, as a lot of our customers are who've never owned a pair of cowboy boots before, everyone in the store can like sit you down, walk you through, tell you about the craft, tell you about how they're handmade, tell you about the hides and all of the materials and all of the 200 plus steps it takes to make a cowboy boot. So we love the fact that we're able to use our stores as a way to educate our customers and a way just to welcome them and make it less intimidating, because I think that is something when you think of whether it's Western wear or boots and things like that, it can be pretty intimidating. I mean, getting boots on and like, being confident enough to pull that off and being confident enough to, want to know about all of these different, elements and again, the history.
Yeah. The last question for you is just kind of looking ahead, like what do you see that's coming next in Western wear trends, and also just like what's next for Tecovas? What's on the horizon?
All right, so this is going to be a really big year. It is our 10-year anniversary, which we will celebrate in October. So anybody who is in Austin, stay tuned. And actually across all of our stores, we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff. But we are opening our very first store in New York City, which is pretty big for us. It's going to be in Soho. It's going to be really one of our biggest stores ever. It's going to be over 2,500 square feet, great big bar, a lot of fun, a lot of live music that'll be coming in through there. And then really in terms of trends, I mean, we don't roll out a ton of new product. We're really thoughtful about the product that is coming out, the product that's being designed. Again, we're working with craftsmen in Leon, Mexico for all of our best of breed boots. So really looking at making sure that the product that we have is really what we see as the future of the West. And so it's not ever really leaning into what's trending right now necessarily.
We had talked about like that workwear line, right?
Yes, yes. So we wrote just this past year introduced Tecovas Work, which is our line of work boots, which is brand new for us, and it's doing really, really well. And so again, it kind of leans into Western design, but in a really new way that we're really setting out to make the most comfortable work boots. You know, I talked to our CEO, and he's like, I want to make sure people know you can run a mile in these boots. So from day to night, from morning until you're going out after your long day out there, you're able to feel really comfortable and look really confident in the boots that you're wearing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having
sadly,
me.
we're out of time.
Oh, no. Okay.
Thank you all for joining us. Next
Thank you,
up,
guys.
thank you. Next up is my colleague Eleanor Hawkins.